Hey, youth, welcome to Taystock 2021. And right now, I want to introduce you to Joshua, our buddy from Youth Moving On in Pasadena. And so, Joshua, I just want you to be able to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your program and how it benefits Tay youth.
Absolutely. Thanks, Brian. So yeah, I am the program manager over here at Youth Moving On in Pasadena. We're on the corner of Orange Grove and Los Robles Avenue. So we're a drop-in center. You can come in anytime, Monday through Friday, our open hours. We have a ton of services here. We really strive to be a one-stop shop for all of your needs. So whether it be just getting a meal, using the computer lab, maybe you want to talk to one of our case managers about any of our services we offer. We have employment specialists here to help you with anything job related or career, school. We have an internship program as well, offers up to 160 hours of paid internship. We have showers here, laundry. We give out hygiene products, we give out clothing items, really kind of anything that you might need to help get you going is something that's for you here. We have a ton of activities we like to do. We have movie day, we have ping pong table. So it's not all work. We do have some fun things as well, but we definitely like to take care of business as well. So yeah, definitely have something that you might enjoy over at our center.
Yeah, for sure. Both of our programs have had a really long-standing relationship. It goes back like 3 or 4 years, I think, and I can definitely attest that your program has a lot to offer youth. I think both of our programs have a lot in common. But I will say, I really like the layout of your location. Like once you're in there, it's like one big space. For some of the youth who've been to ours, one of the drawbacks is we're kind of like a little labyrinth. That I wish we could change. But I really like the way you guys have it laid out. It's easy to navigate. We know who's who, and I definitely like your kitchen area. That's something I'm very jealous of. I won't even lie. It puts ours to shame. And I know you guys do like cooking demos, right? I've seen the pictures on your Instagram.
Absolutely, yeah. So thanks for mentioning that. We are lucky to have a pretty nice space here. We do a lot of workshops. We hopefully soon will be able to again offer our cooking classes or cooking on a budget. Those are some of the really popular things. We will go through and we'll buy all the items we need for that meal, and then we'll cook it collaboratively, where the youth are in there, doing the chopping, doing the mixing, doing the stirring. So it's definitely a lot of fun. We really do like to have a lot of our workshops and things. We partnered with you in the past with the Embracing Identities, and hopefully we get that coming up pretty soon here again. And just being able to offer these different groups coming in and be a part of a club or a workshop or something, get that community interaction. It's really great.
Yeah, and I know when you're mentioning some of the things you offer on site, you said like laundry, showers, things like that. I'm glad you mentioned that because we have very similar services here. But what I really like is the fact that we have that in common, so that when sometimes we get our clients here, but they'll actually end up moving into your service area. And then their concern is like, well, can I keep coming back to Penny Lane? I'm like, well, you can. It's just going to be a 2-hour bus ride or something. But have you tried Youth Moving On? And then that gives us a chance to tell them about your program, because a saying that I have with some of our youth is, our youth, they could be our client today, but they could be your client tomorrow. Because we're all in the same business of helping these youngsters, and when they can go to a place and I can say, you know what, let me call Joshua and tell them that you're coming if you don't mind. Is it cool if I do that? Then they're going to go there and be like, man, you guys got laundry. You guys got everything that I was utilizing over here. I think that's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. It is really great, right? Being able to cross-refer to each of our locations, because just as you mentioned, we don't want you to have to travel all over the place if you move to a new area. So being able to share contact, share information, and be able to just come right over. If you even want to give us a call, let us know, who you are and that you're coming. We'll definitely be ready for you and welcome you to kind of take advantage of some of the same services that we offer. So we look forward to continuing having that partnership we've developed.
Yeah. And just for the youth that are listening, if you ever find yourself in this situation, I just want people to understand the different service areas, because we're out in Commerce, and so if a youth comes in and they need housing in Pasadena, it's much more efficient for them to, for example, talk to your case manager there. Because I actually ran into a situation like that when I was helping out our residential program, Penny Lane, and they're in the same service area as you. and this youth needed housing because he was turning 18, and so they had no other prospects, and I actually linked them to you guys, and you guys were able to do the intake with him. I mean, it was so seamless. This guy was so nervous, but he was very complimentary of your team there, and yeah, he was able to get placed in that service area. And he was fortunate because he was able to get matched quickly. I know sometimes it's not always the case, but he didn't complain a single time. He was very appreciative. You guys followed up with them and everything, and so that's an example that I like to give of really good collaboration where like we don't have all the solutions, because sometimes we're not in the same service area. But I just wanted to say, like, that's an example where I was really grateful. The staff at the group home were very, very grateful, and so definitely thank you to you and your team and everybody involved.
Absolutely. Thank you. We do have a really great team. I'm proud of them over here. So if you call us and you let us know where you're at, we want this process to be easy for you, right? So we're not going to say travel all the way out here. We're going to link you. We're going to connect you to the place that's closest to you. So that's why it's so important that we do have these partnerships, and it's just a great opportunity.
Yeah, and so for anyone listening that's in Pasadena, for example, but maybe wants to move out to like the Whittier area or the Commerce area, for example. So that's like our service area, then that Joshua, if he says, hey, let me call Bryan out here, he's not passing the buck. He's sending you over because he knows that this is the most efficient way because we're in this service area. And likewise. So, yeah. And, can you, since we're talking about successes and all that, can you share a youth moving on success story with us?
Yeah, sure can. One of the things I did mention is our internship program, right? And it's a really cool program because it's designed to give you that extra support and mentorship and guidance that you might need if you're not quite ready to get into employment on your own. So we had a youth come in, he didn't have a resume, he didn't even have an ID, didn't have anything, and just was kind of like ready to start working, had no experience, but was eager and willing to do the job. And so he came, we helped him get set up with getting his ID. We had him matched to a partner site. He went, interviewed, his first interview ever. And he was just so nervous going into it. And so he met with our partner site, and then he was able to come out of the interview just super excited about the opportunity. He got offered the job. He started a couple of weeks later, and again, going into it, he was super nervous. He was very timid, and he would call out all the time just because he was afraid of going in. And so he was afraid he was going to lose his internship. But thankfully, we had a great partner site that just kind of was willing to continue to work with him, continue to train him, continue to get that opportunity to learn and grow. And when he finished his hours, he came out much different, right? When he went in, he could hardly talk to a customer. He was really quiet and soft-spoken, but at the end of it, he was really confident. And after his internship ended, he actually applied to Target and he got a job and he's working there now, right? Something he couldn't have imagined 6 months ago. He's doing great because he had that ability to come, be a part of our internship and get those supportive services. He still comes back to us all the time and just talks to us and gives us updates. So yeah, it was just a great opportunity to see him grow in that way.
Yeah, and so one of the things I wanted to ask you then is, with all the great programs you guys have, the groups, linkages, showers, laundry, and then internships, how would a youth who's interested in watching this video right now, how would they reach out to you and to sign up?
Absolutely. So you're always welcome to just come drop in during any of our open hours. But you could also call ahead, right? So if you want to get some housing services, that's probably a really good idea to call ahead and set an appointment. That way, when you show up, we make sure that we have some time set aside specifically for you. If you want showers or laundry, same thing. You can call and see what is available that day. Generally, we have a lot of open availability. We do have to start your laundry about 2.5 hours before the end of the day. We want to make sure you get it done. Same thing with showers. We have it timed out to make sure that you have some space available. So if you give us a call, that way we put you down, we reserve your spot for you, and you have that shower time available. For food, for clothing, for hygiene products, no need to call ahead, just showing up, and we have plenty of stuff stocked in our closet. We'll just hand those things out and get you going with that. Any of our other services, same with employment or case management, you're definitely able to come and drop in, but giving us a call or email to our email address, and then that way we can make sure that we're available for you at the time you arrive. But yeah.
Cool. And for anybody watching, we're going to include Youth Moving On's contact info and address in the summary, so you guys can click on that and find it there. And what are your hours, Joshua?
Our hours. So hold on, because they're a little bit complicated, but Monday and Friday, we're open from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Now, Tuesday and Thursday, we stay open late. So we open at 11:30 and we're open till 8 p.m. And then Wednesdays, the odd day out, we're open at 11:30 and we close at 5:30. So middle of the day throughout the week is good. And then we got those late days on Tuesdays and Thursdays for those late services. If you need anything, can't make it during the morning hours.
Great. And actually, I know something you touched on is like toiletries, and because I know both of our sites, we give toiletries out to anyone who needs them. But also, being that it's the holiday season, if there are any potential donors that are listening right now, are there any items that they could donate to you?
Absolutely. So coming into the winter months, we get a lot of requests for the clothing, the sweatshirts, the hats, the beanies, the sleeping bags. Even I had a youth ask for one the other day, and so we ordered a couple. But getting more of those in stock is definitely helpful because coming into the winter months, we know being out there in the cold is really difficult. So having those warm items is definitely helpful to pass out.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I think for people that are in a position to be generous and donate, you're right. A lot of kids were now, even if they're not on the street, even if they're in, like, let's say they just got into a shelter or transitional housing, yeah, they don't always have a like a jacket or a warm blanket or something like that. So I think that's definitely something that if there's anybody listening that is is able to contribute, that would be something that's really great. And I think actually it's not something that I think people are a little surprised by, but then when they think about it, it makes total sense. Is so donations for socks are always welcome too, because I feel like those go really fast, but they're really important for our clients. We go through socks quite a bit, but we know it's something they need. They're walking on their feet a lot, and so yeah, that's one of those things. Do you guys run that as well?
For sure. Yeah, you point out the thing that we kind of forget that we hand out so many of is socks, underwear, t-shirts, just those everyday items that, sometimes they're hard to come by, when you're out and you don't have a place to store a bunch of stuff. Like getting these new, fresh, clean clothes is really helpful. And it helps, we buy all these items out of pocket. So getting donations of those is really, really helpful for our programs.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people when they donate, they donate a lot of their old clothes. And sometimes we just ask that if you're like an older person, if you donate clothes, just ask yourself, is this something that your son or daughter would wear? Because if you're just looking to get rid of it, the thought is really good, but it might go to waste if it's something that's really not usable, and likewise, yeah, and it's just sometimes like donating like big items are really, really great, but sometimes it is the smaller items, like you said, it's easy for us to forget, like you said, underwear. Yeah, that's another one. I mean, it's one of those things where it's such a basic essential, but I think the most basic ones are easy to overlook, right?
Absolutely. Toothbrushes, toothpaste, those types of things, they're all items that are needed, and sometimes they get lost, and so having extras of those around is very helpful too.
Yeah, and I think another thing that we've gotten requests for our clients are power banks for their phones.
Yeah, right.
Maybe in the past they were able to go to Starbucks and just chill, but during the pandemic they couldn't do it. I mean, now they could again, but it's just they have no way of charging their phones. And as you know, if they're waiting on a call, or if your case manager needs to reach them because they were matched to housing, but their phone is out of juice. Oh man, that's an important phone call to miss, and so yeah, I think people who want to donate, I think power banks are always good.
For sure. Yeah, you hit right on it. Like having phone access is so important to so many things, to housing, to employment, to case management, to, with all the virtual stuff going on as well. Like if you don't have phone, you don't have power, then, it's kind of, you don't have anything. So, we have a charging station here, but, when they're out of here, they still need that plug in. We're used to plugging our phones in every night in our car, wherever we go, we have it plugged in. So having that a little bit extra sense of security is a really big deal.
Yeah, and I think another thing that I think the phones are useful for is just to get up to the minute updates on your program, because we follow you on Instagram, and we definitely notice you guys update pretty often, and so your schedule, the activities, it's easy to know what's going on. But I noticed that you guys are also really good about alerting people there's a change to it, and I think that's really important to be looking every day. So anyone listening, follow Youth Moving On. Follow these guys on Instagram to get up to the moment updates.
Yeah, thanks for the plug. We do, like, whenever we're having an event or something coming up, we put it up there to remind everyone. Anytime hours change, maybe we have to close for some reason, put that on there, because we'd hate for you to come all the way over here and then we're not open and you didn't know. So definitely staying in contact, staying up to date on all that info is really helpful.
Yeah, and for just people listening, hey, life happens sometimes. We've had to do an update on our Instagram once where the power and water on the entire block went out on a Saturday. So it was all in the dark, so we had to let people know, like, hey, we can put up a sign on the door, but that doesn't help when you're already here. So I know you guys do the same thing, and so give these guys a follow, give us a follow, and stay up to date. It really helps. And sometimes just things happen spontaneously, like I know here our peer specialist Annie will sometimes spontaneously do like a painting activity or something like that, and it's not on the calendar, but it's just because it just seems like the right time to do it or something, and I'm sure you guys have had situations like that, and it'll just post it up, it's good to know.
Exactly. Maybe we just want to have a movie day or something that wasn't planned, right? And just throw it up, and that way we, get the word out and come have fun for a little bit. So it's great.
For sure. And my last question for you is, this is a far-reaching one, but what advice would you give to a transition age youth right now that's experiencing homelessness?
Yeah, so that's tough. And listen, we understand, like, this is a very difficult thing to deal with, right? So our staff understand that. A lot of our employees here have lived experience, right? So they've been out there, they know what it's like. We're here to work with you. A little bit of patience and a little bit of flexibility can go a long way, right? So we know the process is not easy. We do our best to understand it all so that we can explain it to you and help you understand it as well. We don't always have a lot of control in it as well. So just kind of understanding that we're doing everything we can to get you housed, to get you somewhere, to get you services, is going to be working with you collaboratively just to come alongside and providing whatever support you need along that way, and while you're waiting, while you're on that process. So my advice again is just a little bit of flexibility. Come in knowing that things might not be solved right away, but we're going to stick with you through the entire process and help you with it, and be there by your side. So yeah, that's my advice.
Thank you for that. And I just have to comment, like, I think that's really sound advice. And I definitely think your program lives that, because I know, our programs have been in touch during the whole pandemic. And I know you guys have had to readjust certain things just to be able to keep the door open, so to speak, for your clients, for anyone who's coming in that needs help. It's been a hard time, but I definitely want your clients and anyone listening to know that you guys have definitely embodied that flexibility, because you could have just made the decision to, like, what, these requirements that the CDC LA County has are too tough, we can't do it. But nope, I know you guys stayed open. You just had to readjust things a little bit, but the point is, people were able to come in and get help. We have some clients here that are your clients as well, because they're able to utilize both resources, because our hours are a little bit different, and that's how it should be. You go where the help is, and they know that if they go there, they feel safe with you, and they know that they can get their needs met, because you guys were flexible. And I just gotta say, you guys did a really good job. I know I visited you guys out there once during the pandemic, and I know adjustments were made, but your program is still your program, and it's a good one.
Absolutely, and thank you for that. We did really try hard to make sure to be able to offer the services. We did have to shut down just just for a brief period, but we opened up as much as we could with some limited hours during COVID, and then again, working as much as possible to provide those services remotely or in person for those that needed it and coming in. And our staff came in that whole time. A lot of other agencies and organizations did a lot of virtual stuff, but we felt it was really important to provide that in person as much as possible. So yeah, being flexible, we had to do it. We had to make some adjustments and changes.
Yeah.
And meeting all the guidelines, but it worked out in the end. So.
Yeah, absolutely. The day I went to visit you guys out there, yeah, you had like a couple kids in there, and so yeah, I mean that was, and they were being very productive. So I mean, I think that was a very, very, I guess like you said, you had to adjust, and we all had to during this period, but the important thing was their needs were met, and you guys really supported them. And from one professional to another, I can say, kudos to you guys. That was awesome.
Thank you, Bryan. Yeah, we appreciate everything you all do as well. Again, like you said, we have some mutual clients that come visit both of us, and they talk about you all the same way. And we know the work you do is great, and that's why we love referring our youth that are in that area to have just stop in, check in with you guys, and do the same thing, right? So it's a great opportunity.
Definitely, and I think it's important to show clients that collaboration kind of trumps competition. We provide very similar services to very similar clients, and the point is that they get the help. It ain't about egos or anything like that. It's making sure that they get the help. And I know, like as professionals, we can share success stories like you shared earlier. That's why we do it. To try to really get these cats to that point. Where we can be like, wow, we're so proud of them. So I mean, thanks again for sharing that. I mean, I could tell you all the professionals listening to this video, they're going to hear that, and that's why they do it, man. And so I definitely wanted to thank you for taking the time, and also thank your team for contributing and making a playlist for that, for us, for Taystock, and it'll be on our Spotify. It'll be the Youth Moving On playlist, because as I mentioned before, our Taystock event is there to celebrate art, music, and community. And music and art is just such a big thing, especially now. I mean, look behind you. There's a nice piece of artwork right there. A very expressive piece of artwork, which I see a lot of at your location, by the way. Yeah. And it's just such a strong way, and just definitely want to thank you guys for, like I said, identifying some musical pieces that could help our clients right now. Just relax, and just because it's just what we need right now during these hard times.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was a great idea. I love to focus on the music, and it's really interesting as I presented to all our staff and got some feedback and ideas. Just seeing the variety of the music taste and genres, and all of it is just really kind of embodies the whole identity of YMO. So we're happy to do it, and hope you enjoy it as well.
Oh, I'm sure we will. We have a very eclectic bunch. And so, yeah, our playlists, between all of our staff, our peer specialists, employment specialists, case manager, therapist, myself, it's like, I know for our youth that come here, you don't even have to put the name to it. They listen, they can already say, oh, well, that was Bryan's, that was Daniel's, that was Annie's, yeah, that was Delia's. They know immediately. So yeah, a lot of what makes us who we are, I think, is in our music. And that's why we definitely wanted to invite you guys to put together a playlist and share a little bit of your soul with us. And it's really appreciated.
Absolutely. Like I said, I think it's a great idea. We're happy to do it.
And so, like I said, your contact info is going to be listed in this video. And so you guys, you don't have to write stuff down. It's going to be included. And so you can reach out to Joshua and his amazing team out there in Pasadena. And so thank you, Joshua. Thank you to YMO for participating. And if you guys are watching, hey, watch the rest of our videos too, okay? All right. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Bye.